Are you actually ready for your specific person to show up today? Now, it is not a made-up ploy or some kind of joke that the manifestation process works. If you shift your consciousness to align with that of having your person is very much on their way. But the question is, are you ready for them? If you're unsure what that means, or if you want to ensure that you actually are ready for them to have that happy, healthy, sustainable relationship, then you should stick out to the end of this video to ensure that you have a full understanding of this concept. Hi everyone, my name is Matthew, and from this moment forward, I am your best manifestation coach. Now, my intention is to show up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to provide you the best, most informative, and practical manifestation advice so you can go forward creating the best out of your life. So if that's something that you feel you need in a channel, it would be of massive benefit to you, and it's completely free, to subscribe to this one and click that bell icon when you do. As you're enjoying this video, if you could drop me a like and a comment to let me know what you thought of it, or any questions, or anything at all, it really helps the algorithm, helps me help you that little bit more, and it's just a win-win for everyone. But thank you so much for your time. Now into this video. The great thing about the subconscious mind is it has no concept of past, present, or future as separate entities, and it also doesn't know what is and isn't real besides what you are feeding it. It assumes everything is happening in this present moment that you are feeding it, and subsequently pushes out a reality based upon that. That's why the intention when manifesting is to show that we already have something, as opposed to that we will get something. So because of this factor, when I ask, are you ready to experience your person? This means that the next moment could be the moment you receive it. The next moment, by the time you've clicked off this video, there could be a text. By the time you, go to sit down and eat dinner later, you may check your phone, there's that text. I've had calls with clients where during the call, they've received communication from their person when it's been 6 months since they last heard from them, for example. I've received comments of people saying, I was watching this video and applying the techniques while watching, and I got a result before the video even ended. It is absolutely possible for your desire to come in every next moment. So I want to ask you, from an abundance-based mindset, are you ready for it to be your moment? Because if you hold that consciousness, if you hold that awareness of abundance, happy relationship, communication, them being the best version of themselves for you, you being the best version of yourself for them, and unconditional love, at any given moment, it can show up. So are you ready for it to be here? On your marks, get set, go kind of thing. It's about to show up. But the other side of this coin that I obviously want to address, because I always want to ensure that you can work on something if there's something to be worked on, is the other side of it of, are you ready? I.e., if you were to take a little mental inventory of the thoughts you have regarding you, the thoughts you have regarding relationships, the thoughts you have regarding them, would it be fair to say that if they were to show up by the time you've clicked off this video, you are in the position, consciousness-wise, to not get overly insecure, to not get overly doubtful, to not be overly fearful, to not be overly obsessive or dependent or needy? Are you ready for them in a position where the two of you can have a happy, healthy, abundant relationship? Are you secure within yourself? Do you see them as the best version of them? Do you see yourself as the best version of you? Are you securely attached as opposed to anxious attachment or avoidant attachment, for example, or any of the subcategories that fit into attachment styles? If the answer is yes, if you are able to say that yes, with your current state of consciousness, you feel that you could have them come in and you would be able to retain the relationship in a happy, healthy way because you're in a consciousness of abundance, unconditional love, security, and so on, then great. Any minute now, your desire is going to show up. Because this shows that you are the best you can be consciousness-wise, and coupling that with the subconscious mind's ability to create it at any given moment, best of both worlds, your desire is only a matter of time. If your answer to that question is no, that is perfectly fine. And if anything, can actually be seen as a good thing, especially if you've been feeling maybe a little bit stuck in your process, because it shows where the growth can be made. And of course, where growth is made, results follow. If we start thinking and feeling and being aware of a new outcome or a new sense of self, we get new results that align with that. So if your current state hasn't been receiving what you want, but you're able to actively look at yourself and say, maybe not all the time, but there are definitely times when I do feel anxiously attached. Or maybe there are times when I do feel a little bit insecure, a little bit doubtful, unsure whether or not my insecurities would creep in and cause problems. Then that's the areas you can work on. And once working on them, and while you're working on them as well, because you don't have to be some perfect being to create an outcome, but once you've worked on them, that shows a new state of consciousness, which will create a new outcome, meaning, again, your person could show up at any given moment. So stop for a moment, once you've watched this video, of course, or once you've watched any of my videos, if you choose to watch another one after this, stop for a moment and just get a mental inventory, or a pen and paper and write it down as well. That could be even easier. And just consider, are you viewing you as the best that you can be? Do you view yourself so highly that you'd A, not get insecurities, doubts, fears, and concerns like that? Or B, if you did, they wouldn't cause detrimental results to you and your reality? Are you seeing relationships in the best way and can say, actually, yes, if I was to enter one, I would be okay with that and I wouldn't be worrying that it was going to fall apart, or if he wanted to, he would, or if she wanted to, she would, and things like that. Oh, my cat is opening the kitchen door and my washing machine is going off. 1 second. Hopefully you can't hear that because it's doing the really stupid like meow, meow, meow stuff. But are you seeing them as the best versions that they can be? Are you still seeing them as stubborn or avoidant or narcissistic or a cheater or a liar or things like that? Or can you actually say, you know what, that stuff happened in the past. I've forgiven them. I see them as their new self. I'm willing to set the boundaries in place should it ever happen again, so I won't have to deal with it. But now I know that they are their best self. Now I know that they are showing up for me in the best way. If your answer to those is yes, obviously the first point. If not, work on them. What can you do to build that inner security? What can you do to relieve that resentment? What can you do to create a new state of consciousness regarding the way that you view yourself, them, relationships? Of course, affirming, visualizing, and all that is a great start. I feel safe and secure within myself. All my relationships are built to last. Specific person is the best they can be for me, as a couple of examples. But if you wanted that extra sort of oomph towards what you're doing, what kind of processes could you do to relieve resentment? For example, what kind of processes could you do, or how could you look at your stories to be able to let go of concerns you have around relationships? What kind of changes could you make to yourself or your habits or your life or anything like that that would help with your sense of self so that you would be able to be more secure? Start working on those. For me personally, for myself, it was providing more things that I could say cause more value within myself. Not necessarily for the thing that I had to offer, but for the person I became along the way. For example, me building 2 successful businesses over my lifetime gives me a lot of confidence within myself to be able to overcome challenges and to create something successful. It's not the fact that I have a business, so hey, I can pay for things, and a very material confidence. It's a, hey, I've built 2 businesses. I've overcome tax problems. I've overcome marketing, sales, concerns, all that kind of stuff. I know that I can do stuff again in the future if I ever need to. It's that innate confidence within myself that now has me feeling more confident and secure within myself. So what can you do like that? What can you start working on to help build an actual solid foundation that goes beyond affirming? It just helps out. Same thing with relationships. How could you look at your relationships and reframe them if necessary? And when I say reframe them, I don't mean pass it off as blame as like, oh, she was a narcissist, he was a gold digger, or vice versa, whatever the kind of situation is. But look at it objectively and say, yes, I did this. Maybe I can improve this going forward. Or yes, this thing genuinely wasn't my doing in the 3D reality. they genuinely were showing up for me in that way, and X thing. So reframe it, learn from it, and so on. And with them, like I say, what processes can you do to let go of resentment? Those are just a couple of examples. Obviously, I can't go through every single relationship problem that you could be holding on to, but use this as a guide to work on those stories that you have going on internally, so you can click back on this video and answer yes to, are you ready for your person? So I really hope this has helped. I really hope it's given you some ideas. Definitely get ready for them, because even if you are still working on yourself, you will still get results. I definitely was not the best version of myself that I could be when Katie came back. There was still a good few months left of work before I could have actively said, I am the best I could be, or at least best I could be at the time. So definitely don't think it's a, oh my God, I now have to resolve 30 years worth of trauma and see him or her differently due to her 20 years worth of trauma and yada, 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 before I can have anything. 1% better every single day will create a reality that is 1% better every day. And it's only a matter of time before all of a sudden you're 47% better, and that 47% better equates to a reality where you have your person. Again, example, but hopefully gets my point across. But thank you so much for watching today. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, of course, drop me a like and a comment to let me know. It really helps the channel and is completely free for you to do so. You're already watching it anyway. Why not just get your thumbs a little bit busy? But thank you so much for being here. If you do need any one-to-one help with your situation, down below in the comment section and the description are all the links to my services where I can help you with just that. As always though, I'm only taking people that are genuinely serious about changing. So if you're not willing to put in the work, don't bother, save us both the time. But if you are willing to put in the work, then we are going to have an amazing relationship working together, and I look forward to helping you. But thank you so much for being here today, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.